Thank you. This is for Amber. Coach kind of just touched on you being back in Texas, and obviously you were in your hometown last season, but it was a weird circumstances with limited attendance. So just how exciting is it for you to be here, and are you expecting a lot of friends and family here?
Yeah, I'm excited to be back. How we ended last year is not how we wanted to end, and just getting another chance to come back, getting to play in front of friends and family is great. I have a lot of friends and family coming out, so I think we're all excited to be back here.
And then for both of you, if you would, just the equity issues that came up last season in San Antonio, how have you seen things change, or have you seen anything change since then? Not just at the NCAA tournament, of course, it's only just started, but just overall with discussions around, equity between the men's and the women's game.
I think before we got here, there was a lot of questions asked of what we wanted and what we wanted more of. So they're getting a lot more of our opinions, and I don't think we want the exact same thing. I think we want it to be catered to us, and that's how it should be. It should be different, but fit the needs of each male athletes and female athletes. So we haven't gotten, the NCAA gifts yet, so we don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but I think it'll be a lot different this year.
She said everything.
Amber, you want to take that question as well?
Oh, no, everything that Makayla said, like they're catering to what we want, and I think that's great that they're asking us like what we want and what we want to see in the NCAA tournament. So I feel like that's great for all of the female athletes.
Next question is going to come from Jim Vertuno of the Associated Press. Jim?
Yeah, for the players, I would just follow up on that. When you're asked, what do you want, what do you say? What do you want? What responses have you been given that you hope the NCAA will make for you?
I mean, me personally, I just want, stuff that, will make me remember the tournament. So, if we're getting socks or shirts, I wanted to say NCAA March Madness 2022, just stuff to remember this tournament, but I don't want it to be something that, anybody can get because, you come to the tournament for the memories, and I just want something that will help me remember this time.
Again, I agree. I agree with Makayla.
Well said. Next question, either from Danielle or Jim here. All right, there'll be a follow-up from Jim Vertuno.
Okay, for the players, the circumstances are different. It's a year later. You're a higher seed or different seating than you were here last year. But what did you take away last year? There was the upset, and it didn't end well here for you. What did you take into the offseason from that moment to get back here on this court this season?
I think some people forget that once the postseason hits, it's a new season. Everybody's 0-0, and Coach Neighbors has been saying that a lot lately, that it doesn't matter what you did in conference now. You've got your seeding. You got who you're going to play. Everyone's 0-0, so you got to go out there and give it your best, no matter who you think you're playing or how good you think they are. It's a different time, and usually, everyone has that confidence at this time of the season.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody's 0-0 to start the NCAA tournament, and I think some things we could take away from last year is we had a lot of seniors on the team last year, and a lot of them was their last game. So coming out this being my last year, I know it could be my last game in any of the games. So I think we come out there and just fight. I think that's going to be a big message that we are going to iterate. Just go out there and fight as much as possible. Just play like it's your last game.
We're going to now turn to some questions from the virtual audience that we have, the media members that are joining us virtually. And we'll start with a question from Porter Hayes from Sports and Culture. Porter?
Coach had talked about, just when y'all went to the SEC tournament, how much fun y'all wanted to have, and just the vibe, not being cooped up in the setting this year opposed to last year. You're getting to move around freely, and just how much has that helped you prepare for this year's tournament?
Well, to start, we had a great dinner last night. So that's for starters. No, it's great having the freedom, being able to move freely. In the SEC tournament, we had fun as well. We got to go to different places that we didn't get to do last year. So just having the freedom in the NCAA tournament, I think is great. We're in a great city, so I think we're all going to live it up and have as much fun as we can.
Makayla, do you want to also comment on that?
Just like Amber said, we have a lot more freedom. We went to dinner last night. We get to go to dinner again tonight. we're allowed to see our family. We're allowed to, be in the room with our teammates, socialize a little bit. So we do have a lot more freedom, and it feels like almost back to normal. It's not normal yet, but it's almost back to normal.
Porter, do you have a follow-up question?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right, then we're going to move to Paul Boyd from the Democrat Gazette. Paul, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, guys. Can you just talk to me about facing a team that plays a whole lot like you? How are you guys able to prepare, and what's that like facing someone who's going to shoot a lot of threes and wants to run up and down the floor?
You want to start?
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of like preparing for somebody like a Mizzou or like a Creighton that we've already faced before. So I think that helps us in our preparation. And we're just going to continue to do what we do all season and prepare for us and then worry about them as well. And I think we've done a great job of like kind of trying to compare each player to somebody that we've already played before and trying to get a feel of who they are, watching a lot of film. And they do shoot a lot of threes. They do get up and down the floor. So I think that's something that we could prepare for a little bit easier.
Yeah, we've definitely pointed out the similarities between the teams we've played this year, and I think we've also pointed out the differences so that we don't think, oh, well, Creighton did this, so they're going to do that. It's not like that. They're a totally different team. They just have some similarities.
Paul, is there another question that you'd like to ask?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right. With that said, we're going to move to Lauren Moses from Bally Sports. One moment. All right, Lauren, go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you. My question's about your freshman of the year for the SEC. Can you talk a little bit about Samara and how she's kind of rose to the occasion, especially throughout the season? Obviously, her minutes increased as well, but as teammates and leaders of the team, how have you seen her growth throughout the season?
Sam was probably one of the most confident people I've ever met from the first day she came on campus, and I don't think that confidence has ever wavered. No matter how she's played or what the outcome of the game was, she's one of the most confident people I've ever met, and I think that's took her a long way, especially in the SEC, because everyone's good, but she wasn't worried about, oh, this person has this many stars or whatever. She was worried about giving her best every game, and I think that's how she got that award.
Yeah, I agree with Max. Sam stepped on campus with the extreme amount of confidence, and like Max said, it hasn't gone away, and she's going to continue to play with the confidence because we all believe in her, and we want her to do her best that she could. And I'm excited to play for her. Having Mac and Sam as my point guards, I couldn't ask for any better because they do it to the best of their ability, and I love it.
It's that time of year as college basketball takes center stage with the tournament finally upon us. If you're looking to wager this year, BetOnline is the #1 spot for all your updated odds and info, along with great contests, including the bracket contest, where you can have a chance to take home the top prize. Head over to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BELIEVE to get started. That's BLEAV. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino games. BetOnline, where the game starts.